We continue our exploration of call this week through a cherished text from the Gospel of Matthew. This Epiphany text offers so many wonderful lessons and challenges for our life's journey as well. For in this text, Magi, or wise men from the east, are guided by a star to Jerusalem. This guidance from those outside, the Gentiles from far beyond understanding of God's covenant of love at that time, is the lesson that no matter who we are, what we do, or where we live, we are always welcomed into God's presence to worship God and to be in right relationship with God. The second lesson, Matthew tells us, begins when the wise men arrive in Jerusalem. For the star had guided them that far, but then they needed further directions to find this newborn that they wished to worship. Well, Herod helped find that information out and relayed that to the wise men. But he also introduced a nefarious scheme into their God-ordained journey. Herod asked the wise men to go and then to report back to him. Well, the wise men continued on their journey. After traveling hundreds of miles and countless days, the journey from Jerusalem to Bethlehem is just about 5 miles. It may have taken them a couple of hours. And when they arrived in Bethlehem, they came to the house where Jesus was. And they saw the child with Mary, his mother, with him. And they knelt down and they paid homage to him. They worshiped him. And after giving him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh, they came to another challenge in their journey. And that was whether they would return to Jerusalem and fulfill Herod's wish, or if they would make other plans. Matthew tells us that they left for their own country by another way. My dear friends, challenges are part of the bargain of being born. And so in this Epiphany text, we have the lessons to incorporate into our lives that Epiphany is not about being correct. It is not about being powerful or wealthy. It is about being in right relationship with God and worshiping God. Likewise, Epiphany is not about being the person that someone tells you to be or thinks that you should be. But Epiphany is about being the person that God is calling you to become. Friends, as we wrap up this Christmas season, the question that is calling out to us is that, do you really accept the message that God, through Emmanuel, is head over heels in love with you? And as you hear that call, how will you respond? How now will you give your life? Seekers and sojourners, disciples and doubters, Epiphany calls us to say yes to the one who created and loves us. Peace be with you.